Join us as we enter the tiny universe of the ants, where grass blades loom like trees and pebbles become mountains. When we shrink like Ant-Man to see the world through a macro lens, there exists a society unlike any other, with complex communication systems, impressive strength, and a fierce determination to survive. They wage wars, build towering structures, and tend to fungus gardens with remarkable skill. There's so more to these tiny creatures than their pest stereotype. Did you know that they can sense earthquakes before they happen? Or that they keep livestock and take slaves from enemy colonies? In this world of giants, the ants reign supreme, and their secrets and abilities continue to surprise and amaze us. This is the story of the incredible feats of these tiny but mighty creatures, proving no matter how small you are, you can make a difference. As Scott Lang once said, "It's not the size of the man in the suit, it's the size of the heart in the man." Make sure to watch to the end for details about the terrifying world of zombie ants. 1. The kingdom beneath our feet. Exploring the astonishing diversity of ants populations. Ants are one of the most diverse groups of insects on the planet, with over 12,000 known species and an estimated total of up to 22,000. They are found in virtually every terrestrial habitat on Earth, from the Arctic tundra to the Amazon rainforest, and play important roles in ecosystems as predators, scavengers, and seed dispersers. Despite their small size, ants have evolved a remarkable array of physical and behavioral adaptations. From the kamikaze-like, exploding workers, of the colobopsis that sacrifice themselves in order to protect their colony, to the powerful jaws of trap-jaw ants, all the way to the complex social organization of leafcutter ants. With such a wide variety of shapes, sizes, and lifestyles, ants are a testament to the remarkable diversity of life on our planet. 2. Ants, the tiny titans with incredible strength. Ants are not just strong, they have incredible superhero strength. In fact, some species of ants can carry objects that are up to 50 times their own body weight. This strength comes from their muscles, which are proportionally much larger and stronger than those of larger animals like humans. Ants also have a unique way of distributing their strength, using a technique called coordinated loading. This means that multiple ants work together to carry an object, each one taking on a small portion of the weight. By doing this, they're able to carry objects that would be impossible for a single ant to move on its own. 3. Ant wars, how ant colonies fight for supremacy. Ant wars are territorial battles that occur between different ant colonies. These wars can be brutal and intense, with ants fighting to defend their territory and resources. Ants use a variety of tactics during wars, including ambushes, raids, and large-scale attacks. During an ant war, ants from different colonies will meet at the boundary between their territories. The ants will then try to intimidate each other, using chemical signals and physical displays to show their strength. If the confrontation escalates, the ants may engage in open combat, using their jaws and stingers to attack each other. Ant wars can last for hours or even days, with both sides suffering casualties. In some cases, entire colonies may be wiped out. However, ant wars are not always about violence. Sometimes, ant colonies will engage in peaceful negotiations, trading resources and information with each other. Despite their violent tendencies, ants are incredibly intelligent and sophisticated creatures. 4. The complex society of ants, how they live, work, and thrive together. Ants are known for their highly organized societies, in which each individual ant has a specific role and responsibilities. These roles can include gathering food, caring for young, building and maintaining the nest, and defending the colony from predators. Ant societies can vary greatly in size, from just a few individuals to millions of individuals. Some ant colonies even consist of multiple interconnected nests, with thousands of workers spread out over a wide area. The queen ant plays a crucial role in ant society, as she is responsible for laying the eggs that will eventually become the next generation of ants. 5. The dark side of ant society, slavery and forced labor among ants. Some ant species take slaves from other ant colonies, especially during ant wars. The slave-making ants, also known as raiding ants, or slave-raiding ants, are specialized in attacking and capturing workers from other colonies to serve as slaves in their own colony. These raids are usually very organized, with the raider ants sending out scouts to locate potential targets and plan the attack. When the raid is launched, the raider ants overwhelm the defenders with their superior numbers and strength. They grab the brood and adult workers of the targeted colony and carry them back to their own colony. The slave ants are then forced to work for the raiders, performing tasks such as caring for the young, foraging for food, and defending the colony. The practice of ant slavery is relatively common in the ant world, with some estimates suggesting that up to 10% of ant species engage in slave-making behavior. It is believed that this behavior has evolved as a way to obtain a workforce without having to allocate valuable resources to raising young, and to provide genetic diversity to the slave-making colony. 6. How ants rule the world. The incredible story of their complex communication system. Ants have a sophisticated system of communication that involves the use of chemicals called pheromones. Pheromones are chemicals that are secreted by ants and can be detected by other ants through their sense of smell. Ants use pheromones to communicate a wide range of information, including the location of food, the presence of predators, and the location of the nest. For example, when an ant finds a source of food, it will leave a trail of pheromones as it returns to the nest. Other ants can follow this trail to find the food source. Ants also use pheromones to signal danger. If an ant detects a predator, it will release an alarm pheromone that alerts other ants to the presence of danger. This triggers a response from the colony, and the ants will work together to defend their nest. In addition to pheromones, ants also use other forms of communication, such as touch and sound. Ants can use their antennae to touch each other and exchange information. They can also produce sounds by rubbing different body parts together or by vibrating their bodies. The communication system of ants is highly sophisticated and allows them to coordinate their behavior and work together as a highly organized and efficient colony. 7. The incredible world of ant reproduction. How ant queens rule their colonies. The reproduction of ants is a complex process that varies depending on the species. In general, ant colonies have a queen that is responsible for laying eggs. Queens can live for many years and can lay thousands of eggs in their lifetime. Most ant species have a system of division of labor, where workers specialize in certain tasks, including caring for the queen and her brood. The queen releases pheromones that keep the workers from reproducing, but in some species, worker ants can lay eggs that hatch into males. Males and queens are the only ants in a colony that have wings, and they use them to mate during a nuptial flight. After mating, the males die, and the fertilized queens start new colonies by burrowing into the ground and laying their eggs. Interestingly, some ant species have a unique method of reproduction called cloning, where the queen produces genetically identical offspring without mating with a male. This process is known as parthenogenesis and allows a colony to rapidly increase in size. 8. The incredible architecture of ants, from underground cities to towering castles. Ants are known for their impressive building skills. They create complex structures, such as nests and tunnels, using materials found in their environment. Some species of ants are even capable of building structures that can reach several meters in height or length. Ants use a combination of teamwork, communication, and instinct to build their structures. They work together to excavate soil, gather materials such as leaves or small rocks, and manipulate the materials to form the desired structure. They use their saliva to glue the materials together, which can create a strong and durable structure. Ants build with a specific purpose in mind. Some build nests to provide shelter for the colony, while others build tunnels to access food sources. Certain ant species even build gardens to grow their own food. The structure and size of the building can vary depending on the species of ant and the environmental conditions they are living in. 9. How ants became the original farmers. The fascinating story of ant agriculture. Ant farming is a fascinating behavior observed in many ant species, where they cultivate fungus gardens as a food source. The ants collect plant material, such as leaves or flowers, and use their powerful jaws and legs to cut and carry them back to the nest. They then chew up the plant material and deposit it in a special chamber, where they cultivate a fungus. The ants carefully tend to the fungus, removing any harmful parasites or mold, and keeping it at the ideal temperature and humidity levels. They also feed the fungus with their own feces, which contains a variety of nutrients necessary for its growth. In return, the fungus produces small, nutrient-rich structures called gongolidia, which the ants feed on. Some ant species also engage in a mutualistic relationship with aphids or scale insects, which produce a sugary substance called honeydew. The ants will protect these insects from predators, and in return, they are able to milk them to feed on the honeydew. This behavior is known as ant-aphid mutualism. Interestingly, some ant species have also been observed farming other insects, such as mealybugs, for their honeydew. In these cases, the ants will carry the mealybugs back to their nests and tend to them, similar to how they tend to their fungus gardens. 10. Ants, the earthquake detectives. The astonishing ability of ants to predict seismic events. Researchers have found that certain ant species are able to detect changes in the Earth's magnetic field that occur before an earthquake. They are able to do this using tiny crystals of magnetite in their bodies that function like a compass, allowing them to navigate and orient themselves to the Earth's magnetic field. When an earthquake is about to occur, the Earth's magnetic field is disrupted, and the ants are able to sense these changes and use them as an early warning system. Studies have shown that ants will become agitated and disoriented before an earthquake, and will often abandon their nests or move to higher ground. Some researchers have even suggested that studying ant behavior could be a useful tool in predicting earthquakes, as the ants are often able to sense seismic activity days or even weeks before it occurs. While the exact mechanism behind how ants are able to sense earthquakes is still not fully understood, this research has opened up new possibilities for understanding the ways in which animals are able to detect and respond to environmental changes. It's important to remember that these fascinating creatures that are often seen as pests are actually unsung heroes that play a crucial role in maintaining the balance of ecosystems and provide numerous benefits to humans. Ants maintain ecosystem balance by controlling populations of other insects, redistributing nutrients and as seeds dispersers, while also being utilized in agriculture and traditional medicine due to the unique immune system. Their immune system, which combats pathogens without adaptive immunity, is being studied by scientists for potential new treatments for human illnesses, including antimicrobial peptides and grooming behavior-inspired hygiene practices. The fungal takeover, the terrifying world of zombie ants. In the rainforests of Southeast Asia, there exists a bizarre and disturbing phenomenon known as the zombie ant fungus. This fungus infects carpenter ants and takes over their bodies, effectively turning them into mindless zombies. Once infected, the ant becomes compelled to climb up to the highest point it can find and clamp its mandibles down onto a leaf, effectively gluing itself in place. The fungus then grows inside the ant's body, consuming its organs and muscles until it is nothing but a hollow shell. Finally, the fungus bursts out of the ant's head in the form of a spore-filled stalk, which releases its deadly spores into the air to infect new victims. This gruesome and highly effective method of propagation ensures that the fungus will continue to spread and infect new hosts, creating an army of zombie ants controlled by the parasitic fungus. From the depths of the Amazon rainforest to the heart of North America, this silent killer lurks. As if following an insidious script, the fungus Ophiocordyceps has infiltrated ant colonies on opposite sides of the globe, cunningly manipulating different species of carpenter ants in Thailand and North America to succumb to its deadly grip. The phenomenon of zombie ants and the fungi that control them is a fascinating example of the intricate and often surprising relationships between different organisms in the natural world. Ants may be small in size, but their impact on our planet is enormous. From their impressive strength and intelligence to their complex social structure and unique abilities like earthquake detection, ants continue to amaze and fascinate scientists and enthusiasts alike. As we continue to learn more about these tiny creatures, we can only imagine the incredible discoveries that lie ahead. So next time you see a line of ants marching in your backyard, remember the words of Ant-Man: "I'm not just any superhero. I'm Ant-Man, and no matter how small or big the problem, I always rise to the occasion." And take a moment to appreciate the incredible world of these mighty insects.